Hey guys, just a quick video. Thought I'd show the Sears Hamilton's Invaders 17-piece set. That was the big one from 1964 from the Sears Christmas Wishbook. And first of all, let's take a look at the ad here. Yeah, this book, it reprints a lot of the toy pages from Sears Wishbook. And this ad covered both the 17-piece set and the 12-piece set. And I have the 12-piece set, which that box right there is from the 12-piece set. But I don't technically have the 17-piece set, but I have the extra pieces that they added to make the 17-piece set. So anyway, let's take a look at some of this stuff. Here, like I said, is the box for the 12-piece set. This number here is probably the Remco part number. They actually made this, of course, Remco. And it was sold through Sears, or a certain amount of them. These sets, like I just showed you from that catalog ad, were exclusive to Sears. They also sold different types of sets from J.C. Penney and probably from retail outlets, different places. But anyway, this number here is the Sears part number for the 12-piece playset. The 17-piece playset had part number 15 instead of 14. Okay, and this is the original shipping box. I'll try to go over all these pieces in detail, because not a lot of these are around, and I know a lot of people are curious about what some of this stuff looks like. I have the inserts. There's my extra Horrible Hamilton that goes with my 12-piece set. Here's the insert for the Hornet helicopter. Okay. Takes care of the box. Now, let's look at the instructions. Now, these are the instructions for the 12-piece set. And you can tell it does not include instructions for the Dwarf Tank or the Hamilton Spider, which weren't included in the 12-piece set, but were in the bigger one, so I'll be showing those pieces. And also all the sets that came with the cave. I'm not sure if the cave was exclusive to the Sears set or not. You don't see a lot of those caves these days, but here's like the little instruction thing for the cave. Real dirt simple, but they were really thorough about that back then. And let's look at the cave. Here is the Hamilton's Invaders cave. This one has some wear, some creasing, but it's in pretty good condition for what it is. I mean, it's just made of corrugated cardboard. And most of these did not fare well over the years. I don't think many of them really survive. You see them for sale on the secondary market. They turn up sometimes, usually with the other sets. And they have these flaps that go into the slots, like I showed you on the little instruction thing there. And this one was stored with the flaps inside the slots, and that's probably a pretty good idea. Anything to keep down on the wear and tear, because These things are 60 years old now. And the main reason I'm making this video is in honor of the 17-piece set that I got as a kid back in 1964 for Christmas. So let's go with the good guys here first. This is the Dwarf Tank. It's got the little sticker there. And the driver, cockpit, just a little seated figure. And you can move the barrel up and down. This thing actually fires. I've only got one shell for it, but yeah, the shells are scarce. You can see the wheels on the bottom. Now these have pull string motors. And there's where you pull the string out. I'm not going to do that because these are 60 years old. And at some point, these pull string motors will stop working. Either the spring will go or a string will break or something. And if it's extended when it goes like that, then it never displays properly with the thing retracted. So these are just display pieces at this point. But I will fire my lone tank missile here. And you just load it like this. You just put it in there. Pull back the thing. It's got a little spring in it. And shoot it. And it still fires pretty well. Pretty well. I'll collect that in a second. And here's the Hornet helicopter. Now it mentions it on the 12-piece instructions because it was included in the 12-piece set. And it's got this blade turned at one point. You wind it up. It's got a thing on the bottom where you can wind it. And then you block it off up here before you start winding it. And then when it gets wound up, you just pull this down and it spins. But that spring quit working a long time ago. But you know, I mean, I consider myself lucky to have one in this nice condition because the chrome still looks pretty good on you know, those the landing blades there. And it's got the pilot, and it's even got the little safety belt in there and a couple of the bombs. There's no mechanism for dropping the bombs. They just slide on there like that, and the kid, you know, holds the copter up like he's flying it around and pushes the bombs out, and they fall off and pretend it's going to destroy something or whatever. Now here is the little tree. Among collectors, they call this a sprue that those bombs came on. They came like that, I guess. So you got three, you know, to a copter. And it's actually called a tree amongst people that worked at the toy factories. But collectors call them sprues. And then it had 9 of these blue Defenders. And we'll go over these guys. Here is the Rifleman. These are really well sculpted. They're 3 inches tall, so they're a little bit taller than the standard Army men, which were like 2.5 inches tall. They were 1/32. These are a little bit bigger. These are the 60 millimeter, I believe. Here's the guy with the bazooka. And guy with submachine gun. High quality figures. They did good work at Remco. It was right up there with the best of the toy companies. Ideal, Marks. Probably better sculpted figures than most of the figures that came, or a lot of the figures that came in the Marks play sets. Guy with the pistol. Oh yeah, the grenade and submachine gun guy there. And the guy with the bayonet. And then you had 3 extra figures besides the, there are only 6 different ones, so these are like duplicate sculpts. But the 17-piece set came with 9 Blue Defenders, whereas the 12-piece set just came with 6. And then we got the monsters. These are the small bugs. And a lot of times these are missing the wheels. Each one had 3 wheels. 1 in front and 2 on a little axle in the back, and you could roll them along the floor or whatever. There's a Cyclops bug and a green bug. And as far as I know, these small ones were all the same, just one color to a type. Like when you would see the Cyclops bug, it would always be red and so forth. Here's the 2-headed one. This one's really freaky and cool. And there's the 3-wheel configuration on the bottom. And we've got the Hamilton Spider. Now this figure here is the exact same one that I got in that 17-piece set that I got as a kid back 60 years ago. So, it still displays pretty well. I mean, it's missing the antenna. Those are always the first things to break because the antenna on the Spider are thin, and but the jaws still work good, It does not have the pull string. Missing the pull string. At some point, I just, something happened that came out. But other than those problems, I mean, it's okay. It's got the eyes still, and then the pinchers and all that. And the paint's not too bad on it. And here is the star of the show. This is Horrible Hamilton. He's like the big bad, the head bug. And it's got pinchers still work. Everything about this still works. It's got a great pull string motor. I'm not pulling it, but it's got it. It's got all the pieces on it. Nothing's broken. There's no bad glue stains on the seams. That's a problem a lot of times. That detracts from the displayability of these things. And that's marked Remco Industries, Harrison, New Jersey, made in the USA. So, this is one of the big selling points. This one piece right here is one of the big selling points for this whole line because it looks so creepy. And it's a great monster, So anyway, when you see these for sale on eBay, or where usually you just see them on eBay, they might turn up at a toy show, but it's doubtful. There ain't a lot of this stuff going around anymore, and it's fairly expensive when you find it. But when you do find them, it's common to see the nose missing, this nose piece here. These antennae are often broken, one or both of them. The eyes are often missing. Sometimes the legs are broken, including these 2 front things here, like claws. And the pull string, either it doesn't work or it's fully retracted and you can't get it. I mean, it's fully extended and you can't get it to retract anymore. A lot of times this tail piece is missing. This is a nice one here. It's a real rarity these days to find one in that condition. So that pretty much covers the set, and I will set it up and we'll see what it looks like. Okay, here's the setup. The Remco Hamilton's Invaders 17-piece playset, Sears exclusive. And I've already showed all the pieces in detail. So we'll just take in this little scene here for a second. One thing, now I showed you the shipping box at the beginning of the video. They also had the boxes for both size sets that had these cool illustrations on them. I suppose those were the ones that were actually sold in the Sears stores. The shipping boxes didn't have illustrations. You know, I showed it to you. It's cool because it's a piece of history, but it doesn't have illustrations. The ones that are illustrated are really nice. And, you know, I mean, if you're curious about what those look like, you can just Google Hamilton's Invaders, click images, and it'll come up. I mean, they're all over the internet. It's pretty common, and most of you that are interested in this sort of thing have seen that box. I wish I had one. They're really cool. Unfortunately, I do not. But who knows? Maybe one day I'll run across one. Now let's do the little fly around with the camera. Get the Hornet helicopter's eye view of the battle here. Now this is very different than most of the play sets that were popular at the time. The standard size playset were 1/32 scale. These are much bigger and they have fewer pieces, but they're really cool. And people that had this stuff as kids have very fond memories of playing with this stuff. I know I do. I wish I'd kept more of my original stuff, but I was like 5 years old, so I just played with it and went on, you know. The cave didn't last long. The box was trashed immediately because that's the way we stupidly did things back in those days. Who would have ever thought this stuff would be worth a lot of money? And people would value packaging. You know, it's just different times. But I'm glad I have what I do in the way of Hamilton's Invaders. That piece right there, like I said, is the original Hamilton Spider that I got in that set 60 years ago. The rest of this stuff I picked up on eBay. Now I've still got my 6 of the blue Defenders. Or probably I might have all 9 of those, but anyway, the ones I had, a number of those. I'm not sure if it was all of them, but a number of them went into the custom Hamilton's Invaders playset that I put together, along with this Hamilton Spider here. So you can check that out. I did a video on that. I did another video on the 12-piece set, covered it in detail. I did another video on display pieces. So this is like the 4th video I've done on Hamilton's Invaders. So anyway, I just thought I'd do it in honor of the set I got for Christmas back in the day, since I could put it together from what I had now, and I decided to do it and make a video for you guys. So that's it for the Hamilton's Invaders. That's it for this video. Everyone have a Merry Christmas.